All right, let's get right into it. We're about to unpack a story that has this incredible paradox right at its heart. I mean, how does someone who exposes con artists for a living end up as the target of a master manipulator? This is the anatomy of a very modern con.
So, meet Nadia Rahim. As a community outreach coordinator, her entire world revolved around helping people spot and escape fraud. Her friends used to joke that she had a sixth sense for this stuff, that she could smell a lie through a locked door. Which, makes what happened next almost impossible to believe.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? We're going to break down, step by step, how a professional skeptic, someone who should have known better, was lured into this incredibly elaborate financial trap, and what happened when that trap finally snapped shut.
Okay, so part 1, the perfect mark. Every con, and I mean every con, starts with a setup. It's all about finding the right person and dangling the perfect, irresistible promise in front of them. Let's meet our two main players.
This is really where the battle begins. On one side, you've got Nadia. She's grounded, she's experienced, she is professionally skeptical. And on the other side, you have Ghazala Din, this almost mythical figure who just appears out of nowhere with a voice described as being like wet glass, and this hypnotic message about female financial power. It's the ultimate showdown between logic and pure charm.
And this is the moment the hook sinks in. Just listen to that pitch. It's not some desperate plea for money, it's a challenge. Test me. It's so clever because it completely disarms your skepticism by inviting it in. It reframes the whole thing not as a risk, but as an opportunity you'd be a fool to miss.
And the amount? £3,000. Now that's a good chunk of change for sure, but it's framed as this small, totally controlled experiment. This is such a classic technique for con artists. You start small, build that trust, all for a much, much bigger payday down the line.
And right here, this is the psychological masterstroke. To get past her own professional defenses, Nadia had to reframe what she was doing. She told herself, I'm not investing, I'm investigating. She wasn't a potential victim. No, she was a researcher gathering intel. It's that one little justification that allows an expert to walk right into the lion's den.
So, the money's been sent, the so-called investigation is underway. But this is where the con pivots into its second, and frankly, terrifying phase. This is the slow fade from confident reassurance to complete and total radio silence.
Just look at this timeline. This isn't some sudden disappearance. It's a slow, methodical fade to block. The first week, it's all professional. You get polite updates, tidy graphs, everything looks great. Then, the decay starts. A missed call here, a delayed reply there. It's all designed to keep the victim off balance, to keep them hoping for that next update, right up until the moment everything just goes dark.
And this is that first digital door slamming shut. The secure portal, the very symbol of legitimacy and her access to her money, suddenly returns a 404 error. You can just feel that cold panic starting to creep in.
And right after that, the second door slams. Every social media account, every digital trace of Ghazala's public persona, poof, wiped clean overnight. It's a complete erasure. It's like she was a ghost who was never even there.
And in that moment, that chilling moment of realization, the simple, undeniable truth just hits her. She's gone. The hunter had officially become the hunted.
But this is where the story takes a really sharp turn. See, most victims would probably feel helpless, right? But not Nadia. She took all of her expertise, all of that anger, and channeled it into action. She transformed herself from a victim right back into an investigator.
And this is something that's just so frustratingly common for people who are victims of fraud. The institutions that are supposed to protect you often can't or won't help. The bank just kind of shrugs, says it was a legitimate transfer. The police, they label it a civil matter. Nadia quickly realized she was completely and totally on her own.
So instead of giving up, Nadia got to work. She started methodically piecing together every single digital crumb that Ghazala had left behind. She did some digging, reached out, and found other victims who told the exact same story. She saw the pattern. And then she did something absolutely brilliant. She published everything she found, creating a viral expose that was impossible to ignore.
And then, this lands in her inbox. An anonymous email with a subject line that is somehow both a promise and a threat. You don't know the half of it. I mean, what could this possibly be?
Well, the attachment was a total game changer. It was proof. Ghazala wasn't just some ghost from the past. She was a real person, out there, on the move, and still actively running her con. The hunt had just gone international.
But you know, this leads us to the final and most chilling part of this story. Because in today's digital world, how on earth do you catch a phantom? How do you catch someone who can literally erase her own footprints in real time?
Well, it turns out catching her was a whole different problem. Even with the authorities alerted by Nadia's exposé, Ghazala was always one step ahead. By the time they acted on that airport photo, she was long gone. The bank accounts, the aliases, the online profiles, they just dissolved as quickly as they were created. She was a true ghost in the machine.
And this is the heavy psychological weight that Nadia has to carry now. Sure, the 3,000 pounds is gone, but that's not really the point anymore. The truly unnerving part is knowing that the person she's hunting is probably watching her every move, reading every article, and always, always staying just out of reach.
And then, a final, taunting message appears. Maybe from Ghazala herself, maybe not. Just 2 words: nice try. It's a chilling reminder that in this world of digital ghosts, the chase doesn't always have a neat ending. Sometimes, the phantom just gets away. And it leaves you wondering, how do you ever catch someone who already knows you're coming?